nerves there. The nerves in that area, right to the top of the fourth rib. If you're the least bit conscious and anybody gets ready to put one of these in you and you feel them going way up under your armpit or way down low, kick them right in the gonads because they're about to kill you. These are extremely, extremely, extremely dangerous. But that one little thing right there, if that chest seal didn't fix it, that's what they're going to do to you the minute you go in that hospital. Right now, they're going to put, they call them a chest tube. They do them differently. A little bit bigger, a little bit more bulky, and not quite as brutal. But that right there will save your life. But again, I'd recommend everybody having one. I don't recommend nobody even thinking about using it. I've been told by our med team that if I even look like I'm coming at somebody with a decompression needle, they're going to shoot me. I know 20 some odd people in MT3 that have at least a entry level training of emergency trauma, and I know one that's certified high level enough to use a chest decompression needle. But that one, just knowing that I know that one could be around me when I need it, so that one little $2 piece is going in my gear. Most anybody that's had at least advanced EMT, AEMT certification would have the necessary knowledge to use one of those. We're talking about 4 years of EMT training, minimum. Anybody that's ever worked as a trauma nurse or ER doctor and anything like that should have enough knowledge to use it.
Well, not a CNA, but...
I said trauma nurse.
Oh, okay.
I didn't say nursing assistant. Hell no.
Or candy scraper.
Right.
I got a higher level training than CNA.
Probably freezing y'all's butts off over there.
One of them.
Not too bad.
I was going to say, somebody's next to the heater down there.
So
I'm absorbing it here.
Right. With what I was saying about March, massive hemorrhaging.
I'll try to move.
No, you're fine. I didn't.
And that's kind of the order that we look at things. That's designed for mass casualties, when you got patients everywhere. But the same applies to you and your buddy out walking and have an accident. It's a order to go through, addressing from the easiest to fix and the quickest to kill you to the hardest to fix and the least likely to kill you. With, massive hemorrhaging, needless to say, 2 to 3 minutes, you're done. And that's from the second it happens. Airway, minimal we can do at a low level of training, but it can be done. Now here's the cool thing. If the airway is open, the next on the list is respiration, which is our actual breathing. If the airway is open and any chest sucking issues have been tended to, if there are any, so you got a good airway, you've got you got respirations now. Well, guess what? I know for a fact you got a pulse, so I ain't gonna worry about circulation. Not at this level. I mean, there could be issues, but they're not life-threatening at the moment. Right. If you ain't squirting blood everywhere and you're breathing, then you're good to go
breathing, your
at
heart's
this
beating.
moment.
I mean,
yeah.
What about internal bleeding?
Really hard to even, really hard to even diagnose. Now, pneumothorax I was talking about, fluids leaking into the thoracic region, you will start noticing.
Airplane.
The time you start
Yep.
noticing without
They found us.
equipment, you got trouble. You'll start seeing discoloration, you'll start seeing bruising, and it's bruising, if you touch it, it's jelly. It's squishy.
So at that point, it's almost too late.
At that point, you better really hope within the next hour or two you can find a cardiothoracic surgeon.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I don't want you to repeat everything.
You're fine, you're
What's
fine. We're just talking about internal hemorrhaging, internal bleeding.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to even think about diagnosing in the field.
Yeah.
Just a
Now,
copy.
here's the thing you can do though, is you can educate yourself on the types of injuries or the types of the types of injuries that certain different things can cause. That's what we do within the ET3 Medical Corps. For instance, if there's been an explosion and Dallas gets blown 20 foot across the yard here because he stepped on an IED, he zigged when he should have zagged.
I tried to pick him up next time, you know.
I get to Dallas and I see that the blast, a piece of shrapnel took a chunk out of his thigh. So I get a cat on him, or I get compression bandage, I get the bleeding stopped. He's not breathing real good, but he just got blown up. You know, he's not going to be breathing real good, but he is breathing. It's erratic, he's gasping. The next thing I'm going to look at is to make sure the airway is not obstructed. I'm going to get him in that recovery position if there's no visible damage to his face or throat. And hopefully it's just he's choking on his own tongue or something, or his own spit, or doggy doo blew up out of the yard and got in his throat. You know, who knows? Get him in that recovery position, gravity's going to take its course.
I'm sure he's saying, kill me now.
Right.
Yeah.
And,
What the dog do?
but
What's the recovery
I'll show you
procedure?
just a second.
Okay.
What's the story to tell?
I'm sorry.
You're good. You're
I've
good.
had one heck of a month.
I understand that completely. But he still don't look like he feels good. Well, it rung his bell. But I know he got blowed up hard enough to be displaced. That concussion to pick you up and knock you 20 foot across the yard is going to, no matter what, I don't care if you are Superman, it's going to do some damage to all your airfield organs. And what it can actually do is, I
Brownie?
don't understand how it does, but it can actually create that pneumothorax, the excessive air buildup. I have heard of chest decompression working for that, but what you got to do there is monitor them closely. If you see any signs, if it was an issue where you know could have caused internal damages, if you see any signs of bleeding out the nose, out the mouth, if they have to go to the bathroom and there's blood in their urine, anything like that, now you got a little bit more of an early warning to know that there's something going on inside there. Some of these organs are not right. Really about the only thing you can do at that point is keep them comfortable, keep them stable, keep them warm. A lot of times, shock is going to be what gets you when you have minor, at least, internal injuries. If there's broken bones, severely broken ones, to go along with this hemothorax, this blood coagulating, come to the skin. Say when Dallas got blown up, he landed on top of that wood pile over there. Then he may have had a ruptured spleen, some things like that, and it won't be long. The good thing is, Dallas is going to go quick. Not a damn thing you're going to be able to do about that in the field.
Right, because it's nerve and, you know, that's what it's...
You know, you mentioned shock and everything. I've heard about that for years and everything. Is that something you just treat with a warm blanket? Because that's what I've seen on the movies. That's all.
Okay. Here's what happens.
Because, you know, it doesn't take much for somebody to go in shock, and it depends on the person.
Exactly.
Keep them warm,
elevate their feet. That's about the only thing you
A
can
lady
do.
had a very minor car wreck.
Disarm them. Because along with shock can go what they call AMS, altered mental state. If they're shocky, there's a good chance they're going to be confused. Dallas just got blown across the yard and had no idea that there was even danger in sight. And I go over here to treat him. He may not realize I wasn't the one that done it to him. He may be ready to stab me. I'm going to disarm his ass.
No,
But yeah.
they used to say give somebody lightly salted water. Is that still a thing? Or was that just in Germany, or?
I've heard that before, but it's not really taught anywhere.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you, I don't even know the reason for it other than maybe electrolytic.
Yeah.
Yes, it's electrolytic, and I've been told to do it,
Okay.
but I wasn't aware enough, even though I was shocky, that
Right.
I made my own cup of bouillon, you know. So
Makes good sense. By the time you got to use phone, it was talking about airway control. Three things is about all you really have the capability of doing unless you have specialized ambulance equipment, things like that. One is, well, four really. Check the airway. Look in the mouth, flashlight, headlamp, that thing's bright as the sun anyway.
Yeah, I know it is. Isn't it?
Make sure that there's not farm matter, dog turd, whatever. If there's not, and they're still gasping for air, like they're not getting no, and there's no, you don't see a physical reason why. The first thing you can try, I'm showing Sharon, is what they call a jaw thrust.
Oh.
That is, a little bit different on everybody, but you want to find the jaw bone. On her, it's right there. I'm gonna put my thumbs there. I'm gonna take whatever fingers work best. Open the mouth and thrust the thumbs forward. You can't really even see it, but she feels it, don't you? Your jaw has about a eighth to a quarter inch of movement. And you can't do it to yourself. You almost have to be unconscious.
You have to relax, I'm sure,
yes,
to do
yes,
that.
because you don't.
Your jaw muscles.
Yeah, you just
stop
don't
it.
want to do that. But what it'll do is it'll actually torque your trachea just enough that it forces it to go oval instead of round and open up just a little bit.